Hello, and welcome, my friends, to the next video in the Create Better Content series, where I show you how to tap into your creativity so that you can stay consistent with your marketing and reach more customers. My name is Penny, and I'm going to guide you through this content development process so that you can learn how to create engaging content for sales pages, email sequences, social media, all of those things that you use to reach more qualified customers and to make more money. So if you want to learn more about creativity and how this can help you develop your content marketing plans, I would love to see you hit that button below and subscribe to this channel. And below in the description box, there are several links. One of the links that you're going to see is for the Content Prompt Playbook. This is a free workbook. It's a resource that's going to help you learn how to talk to ChatGPT, so that it gets what you need, and it's not going to give you like some generic copy that anybody else could have used with like 1,000 emojis. Another link that you're going to see is so that you can join us in the Marketing Strategy Collective program. This is the group program that you hear me speak about all the time in these videos. And when you subscribe to the Marketing Strategy Collective, you can actually personally work with me and go through the process of developing remarkable content and just do it in an online space so that you're not always working on your own. You're not working in a solo bubble, and you can see what happens with your marketing strategy when you actually experience the support that you need. So you see the links below, you know what to do to learn more. All right, so let's get into today's video. Let's talk about today and your content. And I think it's something that it's frustrating. That's the word I want to use. It's a frustration to a lot of business owners, especially those of us who are posting consistently. You're that person out there who's creating your content. You're the one showing up. You're the one who's thinking about your content and being intentional. But underneath it all, you can't help but feeling like why does this feel like it's not doing anything? And it just feels very disconnected to what my business is doing and what's going on. And when I hear people talk about this, and I know I experienced this myself, this is not a content problem. This is something that I refer to as an alignment problem. Because when your content isn't connected to your business, isn't connected to your goals, isn't connected to your offers, it doesn't move your business forward. You're just using your content to fill up space and to cross off one more thing on your to-do list. So let's talk about this today. I want to show you how to build content that's going to support your business and what you're trying to grow instead of creating frustration. Because here's the thing. Your content alone isn't just the problem. I see this all the time. I know you've got ideas. I know you have ideas about how you want to share your marketing. I know you have ideas about how you want to show up on video, how you want to, what you want to blog about, what you want to do. And I don't question your ideas, but what I do question is, do you have a direction for those ideas? So your content isn't just, I'm posting because I know I should be. Your content isn't sharing stuff that just sounds really good, but doesn't really go anywhere. Your content isn't like jumping between topics because sometimes it just feels like everything's important, but nothing really is. So when your content isn't connected, isn't anchored to a goal, isn't connected to your business, it starts to feel confusing and like you're performative and you're not doing anything, and it's just like crossing off one more thing on your to-do list. So I want to talk about that because I don't think that your content has issues per se within itself. But let's talk about something about that was a great sentence. What I'm trying to say is this. So you're seeing what I'm talking about. You feel in this picture that we're describing here, and you might even be seeing yourself in that, or maybe you are seeing yourself in this. What do we do about it? As we're going to do in all the videos this year, it's not just about me talking about an issue. It's also me sharing a solution and a action step for you to take. So the action step for you to take, I'm going to make this really simple because there's a lot of things that you could do when you're feeling this way and your content is very disconnected to your business. But I want to start with one small step that I know you can take. I want to talk about this step. It's called content buckets. Some people call them content pillars, monthly themes, topics, categories, whatever you want to call it. It's basically an organizational tool that all of each one of these specific topics related to your business, and you're generally going to have anywhere between 3 to 5 of these content buckets. And within these content buckets, they're going to be very general, but they're going to be very connected to your business. So we think about it this way. The content buckets is not just some marketing tool that we like to pull out and say, hey, are you using this? It's actually more like a bridge. Like it's bridging your content strategically to your business, to your goals, to your offers, and all of that stuff. So really what your content should be connecting you to are these things: where you want your business to go, what you offer to get people there, and what you're going to be talking about with your marketing, because your marketing is going to support your offers. It's going to support where your business is. And when we go through this process, especially when it comes to content buckets, I think that a lot of business owners seem to skip this step. They just want to build their content around, stuff they like talking about, stuff they've posted before, what other people in their industry are doing. And they're not looking at it like, how is this relating to my business? Because maybe you're in the same industry as other folks, but that doesn't mean that your business is exactly the same as them. So your marketing message has to be connected to your business, not theirs. So when we think about content buckets and we think about how we're going to give ourselves a direction like this, it's not just about what am I posting today. I want you to think about how you can create your content buckets when you put them around the question of what am I trying to move forward in my business? And that might be selling a specific offer. Maybe you're launching a group program. Maybe you're updating a product that you have been selling for years. Maybe you're positioning yourself as a specialist or in a leadership role or something like that. Maybe you're looking to get another set of clients because the ones that you've been working with in the past year are not a good fit and you realize that you need to work with another client. All of these are goals. And these goals decide what goes into those content buckets, not the other way around. So what we're talking about here is the content in the content buckets themselves is something that I'm going to call supportive content. And what I mean by that is your supportive content, it needs to do at least one of these things. It prepares someone to say yes, like it puts them into the sales funnel. It gives them education and reinforces your leadership and your expertise. It clarifies what this service or this offer or this product does and what it doesn't do. And what it does is the supportive content reduces the confusion around what you are selling. Okay, that's what we're talking about here. And if your content bucket doesn't support any of those outcomes, that's why you're finding yourself feeling like your marketing is just noise. And I'm not saying that all of that work that you're doing on those videos and all that work that you're doing, writing that blog post or whatever it is that you're working on right now is bad content, because I am not. But what I'm asking you to ask yourself, is it doing the job that you need it to do? Because if it's not doing the job that it's needing to do, if it's not being supportive, it's not leading people into a sales funnel, it's not getting somebody to download something to get on your email list, if it's not doing something to move your business forward, this is where that frustration is creeping in. And when the effort you're putting out there doesn't match up to the outcome that you're getting. So that's where we are, right? So what do we do about it? So we've got these content bucket ideas, right? And this is the action step I want you to do. I want you to do this. I want you to take a look at the content that you have just recently posted up. maybe just in the last few weeks, maybe in the last month or two. And I want you to look at it. Not I want you to delete everything because you're like, oh my goodness, I'm doing everything wrong. And I'm certainly not asking you to be judgy about the past you who put this up there. What I am asking you to do is this. I want you to start asking better questions. When you look at your content, ask yourself, what was this meant to support? Which offer or goal did that post connect to? And whether it was the actual sales link itself, maybe the goal or the offer was to get somebody into your sales funnel, or to get someone on your email list, or to get somebody to hop on a call with you, or to call for a consultation or call for an appointment or something like that. You see what I mean by that? What was the conversation that you're trying to move forward? And if you're looking at your content and you're asking yourself these questions and you're being honest with yourself and you're like, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. I was just posting stuff. That's not you failing. What's that is you getting information. And it just tells you that your content wasn't designed with an intention to move somebody in that direction that your business is going. So I want you to take this shift. I want you to do a mental shift now. So instead of asking yourself, what should I be posting? I want you to start thinking about how you're going to use your content buckets and think about, what does my business need to move forward this year? And we build our buckets around that. And let me give you some examples here about what I'm talking about here. Let's say your goal is higher quality clients. You just discovered that the people that you've been working with are not exactly the ones that you're looking for, and so you need to move on to another type of client. Well, that's going to take some marketing work. So you need your content to actually clarify who is a fit for you and who is not. Because if you are moving to a different type of client, the old clients need to know this and is no longer. So your your content clarifies your client expectations. So let's say your goal is you just want to sell a specific offer. Your client, why do I keep saying client? Your content needs to educate. It needs to prepare them. You're not just going to post up a link, say, hey, buy this from me now. You build up to it. You build up to it with education. You build up to it with videos. You build up with blogging. You build up to it so that they have the idea that you yourself knows what you're talking about. So when you do put this content out there, or the sales that you're out there, it makes sense because now it's connected to the post that you wrote. So think of it like that. So what we're talking about is we're building our content buckets around what our goals are for our business versus just putting out content, because your buckets are like your support system. They guide you. They guide you about what you should be posting, what you should not be posting, and what you're going to be, what you're going to be working towards. It becomes intentional. And when you use this intention like this, it reduces that frustration that I was talking about earlier. Because content without intention, you turn into like an emotional roller coaster, right? You post something, you wait, nothing happens, you wonder if you're doing it wrong, but when your content becomes intentional, even those small results, even the fact that somebody commented, or even the fact that somebody posted something in DM and said, I saw your post and I wanted to comment on it, those little things become meaningful because now you know why it happened and why you're doing it. And you stop measuring success by likes and trends and comparing yourself to others. And you start measuring it by knowing that you're in alignment. You feel consistent. You start measuring it by the sustainability. You start measuring it by the momentum of the engagement that you're receiving. So we're building our content buckets. It's not just about building also the things that we're wanting to do moving forward, but it's also the flip side of it is letting go a little bit. So those topics that you've outgrown, maybe something that you used to write about when you first started your business and now you're 10 years in, don't work anymore because you are no longer a new business owner. Those topics, you have outgrown them. and content that worked maybe like 5 years ago, and maybe you keep copying it and sharing it again and thinking if I just put another image to it, it'll go better. It's no longer fitting because that's not you. That was your business 5 years ago. So all those ideas that feel familiar to you and you just feel like, oh, this is just me. But if they don't support your goals, it's not going to help your business. It's about creating this direction. And we think about the direction that we're going to be going with our marketing. That's what turns our effort into growth. So if you felt like your content has felt frustrating, scattered, and it's just like heavier than it should, I want you to think about what I talked through today. Instead of just saying, okay, what am I posting every day? Try another way of looking at it and saying, what am I trying to support right now? Which of my content buckets are going to help me get there? And what no longer needs my energy? Because your content is about your marketing. It's not just supposed to fill space and be a thing you cross off on your to-do list. It's meant to move something forward. Your message, your offers, your business. And when your content is aligned with where you and your business are going, your marketing stops feeling like noise and starts feeling like connection to real customers. So thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode starts to give you some ideas to learn new skills for your marketing, I would love it if you would hit that like button. And then do me a favor, hit the share button and share it with another business owners. And if you yourself, you're looking for a step-by-step process to help you with your marketing, we're actually doing this month in a Marketing Strategy Collective. The workbook is about content buckets. We're talking about tools and prompts and all of those things that I'm going to use to help you create your content strategy. If you want to make sure that your marketing is working for you and not against you, come join us inside the Marketing Strategy Collective. We've got workbooks, we've got support, and we're going to help you stop working in a solo bubble and work in a collaborative space. You see the links below. You know what to do to learn more because you are magnificent, my friend. And let me be the first to say, I'm proud of you. Until next time.